Hi everyone, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you make a cap, a baseball cap of course. We're going to start at mesh, use sphere. I don't change anything. We press 3 on the num keypad while your cursor is on the screen. We scroll in and we go to edit mode. Select something underneath, it's not important what, and switch over from the visible parts to the invisible also. Now press B on your and select half of your sphere. Press delete, vertex, and you have half of your sphere left. Now select the top with point or vertex selection and bring it back straight like this. Good. What we're going to do now, we press O, and O will say it's not only the point that we move, but we've moved the environment also. Now what you see is, if you let it grow like this, you see that you can play around a little bit with it. But I want the underneath parts to be bigger than the top. So we start by doing something like that. Let it grow. To your left you see the D value of what I'm using. Okay. Switch off. You have your basic form lift up. I'm going to make these smaller, so we're going to do the same. But we roll the mouse a little to the, you see, a little more to the center. Bit by bit we changing the shape of our baseball cap. And I want mine to look more like this. Okay, now you got your basic form. Now we press 3 and we rotate now, until we see the green line in front of you. Now select that point in the front, you see that point in the front, and place it that the green line is looking to you. Now pick up the blue and you see that if you lift it up, it's just the front that is moving. Just hold down the lift button of your mouse key and roll with your middle mouse key until you see that your basic shape moving up of your baseball cap through something like this. So you see that my white circle is approximately the same as the half of the circle that we have. Okay, if we done that, we're going to select with edge selection the cap itself. So I'm going to select it by holding down the shift button, of course. All these points, make sure that you select them symmetrically. We turn it over like that and we're going to extrude them. So we press E, in my case Y, and we press it like that. If your baseball cap should look like this, go a little more to the back over there, position it with a little mouse key click, press E again, Y, and enlarge it through something like that. This will make the top more round. Okay, click on it, switch over to this one and press S, and we're going to shrink it a little bit so it is a little conically, you see. Now I want the top conically also, so we press O because I don't want the environment to change width. So we press S again and we shrink it nice like this, you see. But this one is going down and I don't want that, so we're going to lift it up until these lines are looking like one, like this, you see. This is one line now. Okay, you see, that's the bottom line. Okay, when we're done that, we're going to make a little knot here at the top. So click on something over there, switch off the invisible keys because I don't want that anymore. Press C to select everything on top, right click on it and say delete vertices. Now you have a big hole, no problem. We're going to fill it again, but we're going to fill it in a different way. Select edge selection, hold down the Alt Shift button, click on that one, and we're going to press ES, shrink it to the middle, like that. We're going to do that for, let's say, somewhere over here. move it a little bit up so that it follows nicely that round shape. And now we're going to make a little knot. So to do that, we press ES again until diameter of the knot, like this. Move it a little up, okay. And now we're going to form it. To do that, we press E, and now it's in Z direction. This is Z, not too much, something like this. We press left mouse key click, and then we press S, so we can open it up. We can open it up like that. Make it looking like this. Left mouse key click. Now we're going to extrude EZ in Z direction. Something looking like this. Going to press EZ again. Something like that. Not too much. Approximately the same as just earlier. Left mouse click and press S, and we're going to bring it together. Like that. And we're going to press F to fill it up. Okay, good. Now you have your basic form of that. Now we're going to add a few extras. First of all, we're going to press Ctrl R, and we're going to choose, let's say, that one over here, and we're going to bring it down through something like this. This distance between these two lines should be the same as the distance between these two lines. It's that point that counts. So we do the same with the Ctrl R. Click on it and move it until you got approximately the same as over there. Do the same over here. Ctrl R on this one. Click on it and we bring it. Now I want to do that on another one also. Click on it. It should be that one, or sorry, that one, and we bring it approximately to the same distance, and we're going to do it a third time. Ctrl R to this one, and we choose the same distance. It's just to show you how you can do such a thing. Now we're going to add modifier, and we're going to subdivide them, subdivision of course, and we say 3. Do the same with the rendering. We're going to add a color. My baseball cap should be red, so I'm going to choose red. I don't want it to shine. It's looking like that. Going to add an extra color. Later on you'll see why. So I pressed plus, switch, I'm going to say black. I'm going to select black, non-blinking. Forgotten always that. Switch off, shadow, and cast. Do the same with the red. Okay, good. When you've done that, we're going to add a few extra things, because you see over here that the radius is not looking so good. So we press Ctrl R over here, and we're going to bring that back until we got a radius that looks like the one we want. For instance, that one. Okay. Now I want the top to be black over here, so we're going to select a face, Ctrl R, select everything, shift to the knot. We're going to select black and say assign, and now we're going to color the rest. Clicking on that one, hold down the Shift Alt button, and we're going to select that also, say black, and we got the knot that is looking. Now we're going to position first of all the camera, click on camera, switch lock to view, cursor on the screen, press 0, and you can rotate your cap until you got what you're looking for. I want mine to look like a little to the front, like this. Okay, switch off the camera lock, cursor on the screen, 0. Now we're going to add a few extra things. First of all, the cap has no thickness. We're going to add that first. So select that. We're going to give it a certain thickness, so add solidify and say 0.3. okay, that's one. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to add a plane, which is the background color, of course. Mesh plane, S to enlarge it. And we're going to give it a color, of course, which is a light green, referring to the grass that we are playing on. Do something like that. Okay, good. Also switch off cost keys. Now select the lamp, and the lamp should be somewhere in the front. Shift D to add another one, approximately somewhere over there. And we're going to first of all have a quick look. Render. Before you render, choose the right format, JPEG, and let's say render. And you got a nice cap looking. Oh, the background is not flipped, sorry. Going to add an extra lamp over here. And switch off. We're going to position that. Is it better? It's better. This is good, but the rest is not good. So we rotate it a little bit. In which direction? That's wider, in X direction, sorry, let's say minus 10 degrees. Should look good, I think. It's not enough. Or X. Then again, minus. Where's my camera? Okay, what we're going to do then later on is, I see you've forgotten the little thing. We're going to add a text on it, and we're going to make some stitching also. So, going to select the cap, sorry, going to select the cap, we're going to edit mode again. Okay, now first of all we're going to select everything over here, so click on that one, hold down the Shift Alt button and click on that. Also on this one, do the same over here on that line, the same on that one. Always hold down the Shift Alt button, Shift Alt, and now we're going to deselect that, and we do that by just holding down the Shift button. Rotate, zoom in, it's probably better. Do not forget to hold down the Shift button, otherwise you'll get in trouble and you can start all over again. Okay, when you've done that, okay, we go back over here and we see what we are doing. We're going to press E, S, and now we're going to bring it outside, let's say 1.009. Just type it in, otherwise it's very difficult to position it. And left mouse key click. Okay, what we're going to do now is we're going to add an extra line over here. So to do that, we use the Control R again, position it somewhere in between and roll it in the middle, so you have two lines like this. Press escape. Do the same on the opposite side. Control R again, roll open, click on it, press escape. Same over here. Control R, roll twice, click on it, escape. And the last one, Control R, roll on it, double click on it, escape. Now this is the difficult part, to select everything, not the top. Okay, so we're going to do the same, selection, face selection over here, hold down the Shift Alt button, click on that one, Shift Alt, click on that one, Shift Alt, click on that one, Shift Alt, I've forgotten one. So Control R again, sorry. I'm going to have to do it again. Just click on that one, hold down Shift Alt button, click on the horizontal one, the vertical one, while holding down Shift Alt. I was touching Control Alt, of course. I'll do the same, Shift Alt and Shift Alt, and deselect. And then later on, with holding down the Shift button, everything you see over here. Thus Shift, hold down and deselect. That. Be sure that you position it in front of it, otherwise and hold down your Shift button, otherwise you won't be able, and you have to start all over again. For the guys who just want to have that basic form, you don't need that stitching if you like what you saw, because it's not so easy to do it. So we're going to do now the same. See, we selected everything. We're going to do the same. We can press E, S, and we're going to press 0.99, let's say 8. Okay, enter. And now we're going to directly to go color, where we're going to say I want that in black and a sign. Okay, when we render now, you will see that you have your basic cap that we had before with a stitching on it. Okay, now I want over here my name, so go back to 3D, switch off to object mode, where we're going to add a text. Okay, so I'm going to bring it outside so that you see what you have. We have to rotate it in X direction 90 degrees, like that. Click on enter, and we're going to rotate it in Z direction 180 degrees. So RZ 180. Sorry, RZ 180. He hasn't done it. Why doesn't he do it? RZ Z 180. RZ. He doesn't take my Z's. Why doesn't he do that? RZ. See, he rotates every time. Okay, I'm going to rotate again in the opposite direction. R X 180. R. I'm having trouble with my keyboard, so no problem. I fixed it for the moment. So we go back to edit mode, where we're going to type in my name is trainer John. Okay, like this. Go back to object mode. Now we bring it a little more to the front, and we're going to shrink it by pressing S, and we're going to bring the text in front of the baseball cap. Shrink it again. Now, if the text is not looking so good like you want, for instance, I want mine to be more to the center like that, it's no problem, you can do that always. Now, if your text is looking okay and it's positioned quite well where you want it to be, like this, in the front, also okay. Now, we rotate a little bit so it is angled to that one, and we do that by the RX command in that case, and let's say 6 degrees or 15 degrees. Yeah, 15 degrees will be like it. Press enter, move it a little bit aside, but still that you see your text. Okay, we're going to give that a color, and the color should be black in my case. You can add the text also in white, black, and we choose black over here. Maximum, no intensity, not looking straight. Now we're going to switch that, or we're going to put that on the baseball cap. So to do that, we use the command Control C, where we switch to curve, and if we done that, we go to modifier, where we use the command shrink wrap, and we choose the sphere because the sphere is the cap. Now we're going to add, let's say 0.02 is too much. Let's say 0.1. Okay. On that, it's looking okay. So apply. We done that. Now we're going to render and see what it gives you. Now you have your baseball cap with the trainer John on it. For those guys who getting in trouble over here, is because you have to switch off the solidify like that, add it again when everything is done, and now add the thickness, and then your problem will be gone. It took me a while to find it. Well, I was forgotten when I made it again. You see that it pops up, you see? And now if you switch here, let's say through something like 0.7 or 1, like that, it should be gone. Yeah. But it's a little depending on what you have to pay attention to that. So I render it, and you see we got what we want, a basic form of a baseball cap with my trainer's name on it. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel, and thank you for watching.